Joining us with market analysis is Vince Boddicker, and let's talk about the yield prospects that we have for this crop that came out of the USDA crop production report on August 10th. They're now being confirmed by the crop tours, some private analysts, and I guess how do producers become defensive here in light of that?
Well, with all the uncertainty on trade negotiation, I think you have to be somewhat defensive with the crop size, especially if you have to sell at harvest time. If you do, I think you look at the point anywhere from the 880 level on down to 850. You may want to think about buying some call options in November, beans 940, 950 area. So if you got to 905 to 940, you look at making some of those cash sales. If you're fortunate enough to get something from a trade package, compensation of $1, you're in great shape. You still have the call option to compensate you and give you the courage to sell when you get up there.
Yeah, because if we get a trade deal, you want to leave the upside open then, don't you?
Definitely. We don't know how far that will go. I think the sooner it would happen, the more punch we get out of it. The other thing, if you're one of those producers that can store your grain, I would still look at that same situation, maybe going out and looking at March or May call options. And if you got to 910 to 940 region in November, make some sales in that March, May, July futures time frame or cash sales at that point to try to pick up some carry charge in the market.
USDA says corn yield's going to be record as well, but we have a little different situation there because we have a supply and demand tug of war going on, right?
We do. We have great demand out there. Supply is somewhat tight, even with some increased acres next year, looking that we're going to cut carry out down. So if you get in that mid 380 time frame or price range in December, you probably want to make some defensive sales if you have to sell at harvest time.
Thanks, Vince. Appreciate your time. And that's this week's market analysis. For extended conversation, go to AgweekTV.com.